All right, and covering media night at the Super Bowl for us was TSN's Kara Wagland, and Kara joins us now. Kara, great to see you. These media nights are such a spectacle. What was the most memorable thing that you saw or you heard on Monday night?
Yeah, you guys just love sending me to these crazy media nights. You said it's an absolute spectacle. This might have been the busiest, craziest media night that I've attended so far. I felt like we were just packed in here like sardines trying to get to these players. Every year, it never ceases to amaze me how patient these players stay when they get asked a lot of really crazy questions, and yet they sit there and they answer them all with a smile on their face. It's great, but the wildest thing that I saw this year, there was a dude dressed in full head-to-toe blue body paint, like a genie, going around with a little magic lamp, and he was granting wishes to the players. And he granted Lane Johnson a wish, and he wished for more hair on his head. A very simple wish.
That's a wish I think many of us have, Kara Wagland. Listen, the media has been praising Saquon Barkley all season, and rightfully so, but I understand that it was his teammates' turn to heap a little praise on Saquon on Monday.
I mean, that was kind of the name you heard on everyone's lips when they were asked about teammates in the room, and you just get the feeling that he's just a really light guy. Dallas Goedert was asked about him, and he said that, you know, this is his first year being an Eagle, and yet he feels like he's been playing with him his entire career. I mean, whether it's present teammates or past teammates, we remember Danny Jones, his former quarterback with the New York Giants, was in his box at the NFC divisional round game cheering him on against the Rams. You get the sense that he's just a really beloved guy in the room, which you have to wonder if that comes into play as a glue guy when you hear these rumored rifts between other players, and yet it doesn't affect them on the field. You're sure that veterans come into play there too, but when you have a guy like Saquon, who everyone just seems to really like, that's got to really help the team out. And of course, when Saquon was asked who he credited everybody but himself. He said the O-line, the coaching, pretty much everybody. Just a totally humble guy, and you can see why everyone just likes him so much.
Okay, so if Saquon is the glue guy, Kara, who else did the Eagles say was an unsung hero for this team and has allowed him to get back to the Super Bowl?
Well, it was interesting because everyone knows the big names. I mean, you can credit Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, the O-line, the defense. But when Jalen Hurts was asked who are the underrated players on this team, he said it's the guys that do the dirty work. And the first name that came out of his mouth just happened to be Canadian Sidney Brown. And he credited 5 guys that were kind of the unsung heroes, special teams guys. And it was a really nice moment when Sidney Brown was the first one that he credited as, these are the guys that get out there and do the dirty work for us.
So for Kansas City now, 5th Super Bowl appearance in 6 years. It's really hard to believe. Do you think the fact that they are just used to, as you described it, the chaos of the entire week, do you think that's an advantage for them heading into the Super Bowl on Sunday?
I mean, it has to be. They came out here, they were so cool and calm and collected. They were acting like they've been here a million times, which sometimes it feels like they've been here a million times. And Patrick Mahomes, so laid back, just doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I asked Travis Kelce, a lot of people kind of feel like they're getting fatigued about seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl yet again, and if he was feeling kind of the hate. And he looked at me and goes, what hate? Who hates the Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes at least admitted to the fact that, yeah, people are kind of hating on the Chiefs, but they're not listening to it. It fuels them. And anytime that you're going to be winning as much as they're winning, you're going to get some hate. And he hopes that people continue to hate them for a very long time because he plans to keep winning for a very long time.
Finally, my most important question for you, Kara Wagland. Over under 8 beignets during your time in New Orleans?
Oh, I'm going to crush the over on that. Crush it. I'll crush that in the first 3 days.
Sounds good. You enjoy the rest of the week, Kara. Enjoy the game on Sunday, and thanks so much for joining us.